Stop leaking your API keys. API keys are really important in modern software development, but there's a new black market for scraped API keys that can cost you thousands of dollars. Let's take a look at how to avoid that using Replit secrets. APIs allow us to integrate third-party services into our code. Now, integrating this service involves storing the API key somewhere in your REPL. So you may have seen this motherboard article recently talking all about the people that are pirating or scraping keys to paid for APIs and sell them on the black market. This can rack up thousands of dollars in costs to the user whose key has been leaked. In some cases, API keys with upper limits of $150,000 have been accessed by bad actors. Now, what causes this? Well, it's a classic. It's hard coding a token into your code base. Let's take a look at an example. Let's use Replit's OpenAI templates. Now, the mistake to make is this. When we're setting the OpenAI API key, is to paste in a literal string with your key. And if I run this, the program works, as you can see here. But the issue we've got is twofold. One, by default, all REPLs are public. So this REPL here is scrapable by a third party. The second is that the key is hard coded, literally typed as a literal string in the code. This means that anyone scraping your code will get that API key and be able to sell it on. Luckily for us, there is a fix, and that is using Replit secrets. If you scroll down on the tools box, you'll find a secrets pane, and this allows us to set API keys and other variables that are only visible to the owner of the REPL. Anyone running it will be able to access them, but not actually see the raw data. Now, how do we actually get that in? Well, what we need to do is bring in, as shown in the examples, the correct version for your language. In this case, we're going to use os.environ, square brackets, OpenAI API key. We'll pull in the secrets from the environment. And if we run it, you'll see it works exactly the same way, except now your API key is secure. Now, these secrets won't be visible as raw text to anyone that can access your REPL, and also won't be copied if anybody else forks your REPL. Now, if I fork it as the REPL owner, you'll see that my OpenAI API key has been duplicated as well in that forking process, making it easier for me to continue to iterate on REPLs and work on expanding a code base. But if a different person tries to fork it, who doesn't have access, then we'll be able to fork the REPL, but in our secrets pane, we won't see OpenAI API access key. And when we click run, what's actually going to happen is it tells us that it needs that API key to run. This is great because using secrets, you can be sure you can fork your own REPLs and keep working, but other people forking your public REPLs won't get access to anything you put in secrets, which is pretty cool. We also do one really cool thing. Here you can see I've hard coded an API key. If I publish that to our community, you'll see that our automated system not only picks that up, it unpublishes my REPL, and it also revokes the token, which means that anyone that accesses that can't use it for nefarious purposes or rack up an enormous bill for me. Now, if you do get one of these notifications, what you need to do is really simple. Log into your account in the third-party service and see if there's been any unwanted usage so far. This is usually really easy to do. In a service like OpenAI, you can go to usage to see your billing, and if you want to remove the key, just click the revoke key button on the leaked key and it'll disappear, and you can create a new security key for use in your further applications. We've got a guide to this in this blog post, which will be linked below, but the key really to safely storing your API keys is to use our secrets manager. Safeguarding your API keys is absolutely essential to prevent unauthorized access and misuse, and ultimately to make sure you don't rack up unwanted charges on these third-party services. We at Replit understand that this is a problem, so we offer you tools like secrets to protect them even if your REPL is completely public. Now you too can secure your API keys when you're coding in Replit and know for sure that your API keys are in good hands.